Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Needleman coming to you live from downtown Davenport at the Barrel House for special coverage of Campaign 2020 and this special edition of Local 4 News at 5. Iowa is getting a lot of attention from the Democratic presidential candidates this week. They are making the rounds, and those who are here at some point will actually make a stop at the state fair. And a few of them will also make their way around the general greater Quad Cities area as well. Now, here are the 24 men and women who want to move into 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in January of 2021. One of the longer shots in the race brings his campaign here this evening. He is on the top row, third from the left. Your local election headquarters catches up with former Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper. Hickenlooper started off growing up in the Philadelphia suburbs of Pennsylvania. He graduated from Wesleyan University with a bachelor's and master's degree. He started out pursuing a career as a geologist working for a petroleum company. That didn't pan out in the long term, and he lost his job. So he started a brewery with some business partners and made beer, and it was one of the first brew pubs in the country. Now, Hickenlooper parlayed his business success, he had connections into a political career. He became Denver's mayor in 2003, a job he held until 2011. He then moved from the mayor's office to Colorado's governor's mansion and served 2 terms there. Politically, he's one of the more moderate voices among the Democrats running for president. He's also in one of the worst positions financially. He finished the last quarter with less than $1 million in his campaign account, though Hickenlooper is one of the Democrats who can boast executive experience as a governor, though he didn't gain too much traction in either of his debate appearances so far. Last week, he aggressively went after Senators Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren for pursuing what he called unrealistic policies of universal health care, Medicare for all rather, and free college for all. I asked him earlier today how serious the division is within his own party. What do you say to those critics who say you're fueling the Republicans?
Oh, I don't think that's true at all. What I said in the debate, that in the midterms, 40 Democrats flipped Republican House seats. Not one of those 40 Democrats embraced Medicare for all. None of them went for the Green New Deal. They were pragmatic moderates, which doesn't mean they're not, that doesn't mean they don't have progressive values. It just means that they, as pragmatists, they figure out how to get these big things done.
My conversation with John Hickenlooper covered a lot more ground and issues. Why he's not on board with Medicare for all, that and a lot more on For the Record this Sunday morning. Now, Hickenlooper certainly knows he's an underdog at this point, but what political strength he can brag about that the other Democrats can't? That's a little later in the newscast. Right now, let's send things over to James Sears in the studio with some of the other stories making headlines today. James?
Hey, Jim, thanks.